Hello, guys. Good evening, good morning, good day, whatever your time frame is, time zone is. This is the voice of Ken Akure. And in today's class, we'll be looking at leverage, position size, collateral, and under collateral, we'll be looking at free collateral, total collateral. We'll also be looking at the concept of margin. Now, in our previous class, we looked at risk management and trading in sample sizes. Uh, Now, today we'll start with leverage. What is leverage actually? Uh, leverage is like doing something with effort that is not your own, like being assisted to do something that if you were to rely on your strength or resources alone, you won't be able to have been able to do such a thing. So leverage in trading simply means trading with borrowed funds or funds that are not yours. That is what leverage in trading means. And how does leverage trading, the purpose, first of all, you need to understand the purpose of leverage trading. Now, a lot of people see leverage as a bad thing. They advise traders not to trade on leverage. They say leverage is bad, leverage will wreck you. But then those people that say that are still the same people that will come on Facebook, make posts on Facebook, or they will go on Twitter. What is Facebook? Facebook gives you leverage. It gives you leverage on the internet, leverage of network, leverage of a community of people, leverage to share and communicate in a way that if you were just sitting in your bedroom and you didn't have Facebook, you won't be able to make those posts that you're doing. So using Facebook is using leverage, meaning you're relying not just on your effort alone. You're using a platform that has been built by someone else. Uh, People in network marketing, people that do network marketing, understand a lot the power of leverage. Why is Dangote so big and huge? Dangote is not relying on his strength alone. He's relying on what is called leverage, what is called the network effect, meaning because Dangote is a big man, a lot of banks are willing to borrow him money to do business. Why? Because they know he's a businessman, he's a successful man. So he has leverage, he can leverage that name, he can leverage the resources that he has to get banks to give him more resources. If you are a son of Dangote, you have leverage. You can use the name of Dangote as a leverage to open doors for you, to get things done for you. There are people that have a lot of powerful friends. When they need something done, they don't even need to think twice. They don't even need to go there, just a phone call. What are they making use of? Leverage. So people who condemn leverage are big hypocrites. They condemn it because they don't know the power of leverage. Now, leverage is a double-edged sword. For example, a good example right now is there's an issue trending currently in Nigeria that a billionaire was killed by his side chick. Now, the disadvantage of leverage is that if you're on the wrong side of leverage, then it amplifies your failure. It amplifies the negative news about you. For example, if that guy was not a billionaire, the news would have just died down in a day or two. There are many people that have been killed before, but it didn't trend this way. So that's the negative effect of leverage. That if you're on the because he's a big man, he's popular, then there's a lot of news around him. If he was just an average man, maybe someone who was not known that was killed in that way, the news wouldn't have flown. So that is the disadvantage of leverage. Now, leverage, okay, now let's look into what leverage is in trading. So in trading, if, for example, I have just $1,000 in my account, I have just $1,000 in my account, and I want to trade big volume. I want to do big money. Do you understand? $1,000 can't really take me far as a trader the way I want to. So instead of relying on my $10,000, I can decide to trade on leverage by going to a broker and saying, okay, this $1,000 I have, I'll give it to you as a collateral. What is a collateral? Collateral means if you want to go and take a loan from a bank, for example, they ask you for collateral. They're asking, what can we take position of in case you are unable to pay this loan? So if you go to a bank that you want to collect a loan of 5 million naira, for example, they'll ask you for a collateral worth, let's say, 7 million naira or 5 million naira or 3 million naira. They shall ask you for a collateral. And the reason for that collateral is, should in case the business you want to use this loan we're giving you for fails, then as a bank, we should have something to fall back on so that we don't have complete loss, so that it's not a complete loss. Do you understand? So that is where collateral comes in. So in leverage trading, I have $1,000. I want to trade on leverage. I go to my broker, which is the same person borrow me money. So my broker is acting as my bank now. I say, okay, this $1,000, take this $1,000. Give me a loan, borrow me money. So if I trade on, these are the leverage here. You can adjust it from 1 to over 100, 101. So if I have $1,000 and I decide to use 1x leverage, 1x leverage means I don't want to borrow any money. I'm okay with the 1,000 I have, but I want to trade futures. I use 1x leverage, meaning I'm not trading on any leverage, because 1,000 times 1 is 1,000. I cannot decide that, okay, I cannot decide that I want to trade on, okay, I can't go below this. So I can now decide that I want to trade on 2x leverage. It means my 1,000 becomes $2,000. It means that the exchange has borrowed me $2,000. If I now make my leverage 3x, it means the exchange has taken my $1,000 and have given me $3,000. If I make it that same way, if I make it 10x, it means my leverage of $1,000 has become $10,000. If I make it 20x, it means my $1,000 has given me a trading ability of $20,000. So for instance, okay, okay, this is what this guy was asking here. I'll explain this. I want to see my account balance. Okay, I can only see my account balance. I see my account balance around 370 or 380. So if I have that 308 in this account and I do a 10x leverage, okay, let's say I have 380. If I do a 10x leverage, it means I can trade with, let's say I have $350. I can trade with 20 times 350. That's about $7,000. It means I can open a position size of up to $7,000. Now, only $3,350 is mine. Only $350 is mine. So open a position size of $7,000 means that I'm trading with the money that was borrowed to me, and I'm exhausting all that money, meaning I'm trading on what is called full margin. You can have you can borrow 20,000, you can have $350 in your account, trade on a leverage of 20x, meaning you have $7,000, but then not open a position size of up to $7,000. And this is a position size here. Can you see my position size? This position size here, this is the position size I've opened, 0.336 ETH, 26.66 FTT. Now, when I opened this position size, it was at $600. So it means I opened the position size of $600 on that trade, another $600 on this trade, making $1,200. Meanwhile, my leverage is, let's say, $350 multiplied by 20. My leverage is $7,000. My leverage gives me the ability to trade open position size of $7,000, but I'm not using full margin. I can as well enter a trade here, enter 3,005, enter 3,005. If I do that, I'm trading with full margin or with full leverage, with full margin, meaning I'm using all the margin that I have on this account. I'm doing something very risky. Do you understand? But now I've reduced my position size. Out of that $7,000 I have, I'm only using 1,200 on this trade, meaning I still have a lot of free room, free margin for this trade to move up and down against me, and I'll still not get completely liquidated. Now, the smaller the position size I use, the farther away will be my estimated liquidation price. Now, position size is the size of the trade that you decide to enter. You can have $7,000 in your account, in your trading account. It doesn't mean you have to use the whole $7,000 to enter a trade. You know, let me, sorry guys, let me pause this. Welcome back, guys. Sorry for that interruption. We had to answer some questions and attend to some things. Now, I was explaining about position sizing, and I said leverage, your leverage can vary. You can use 1x, 2x, 10x, 20x leverage. But then what actually matters in your trading is not the leverage you use per se, but your position size, meaning how much you choose to enter a particular trade with. So if the bank, if I have $360, for example, and I'm using 20x, it means I have a buying power. It means I have a buying power of 20 multiplied by 360, which is about $7,200. But that because I have a buying power, I can spend any money the way I want, doesn't mean I have to go out and start spending the money anyhow. That will not be following risk management rules. So now I know that I have $7,000 based on my leverage, but then I am more conscious of my collateral than even the leverage I'm using. So I'm not taking trades in a way that protects my collateral. Why? Because anytime you take a losing trade, your collateral is affected. So for example, let's look at this drawing tool, for example. If I'm trading on 20x or 5x, that doesn't matter in this explanation I'm trying to make. Now, this is it. If I enter a trade here with this ruler, let's say I thought this market, okay, let's say I sold this market from here down. Let's say I sold it down to this place. Okay. This market has moved by what? 10%. This market has moved by minus 10%, has gone down by 10%. So if I was shorting this market and I open a position size of $2,000 and it went in my favor by 10%, I'll make 10% of $2,000. So my profit on this trade will be $200. Why? Is the position size that matters, not the leverage. So even if I use 5x leverage and I open $2,000 position size, I'll still make the same $200 as a person that opened 50x leverage. Why? What matters is the position size, not even the leverage being used. Now, on your own, the broker will be showing you the percentage based on how far the market went and the leverage you used. So if this market goes down by 10%, that's 10% multiplied by 20x leverage, that will show you 200%. So your broker will be telling you that since you used the 20x and the market went in your favor by 10%, the percentage on that trade is 10 times 20, 200%. But in reality, this is false. This is false. I don't know why they do it this way, but I think it's deceptive. Because if you now show 200% to somebody, the person you would think you have made 200% on that trade. But in reality, that's not the case. You've not made 200%. You've only made the 10% that moved down. And as regards your position size, if I use 50x, for example, my broker will be showing me that for this 10% move, I have made 10% multiplied by 50, I have made 500%. That's why you see some people that trade on Binance or anywhere, they'll be showing you 500%, 600%, 1,000%. I've even saw one 2,000%. All because the person used 100x. If you use 100x, if you use 100x, if you use 100x, what's that now? I don't want to delete that. If you use where's the arrow? If you use not this, if you use 100x leverage and the trade moves in your favor by 10%, that's 100 times 10. Sorry, 100 times 1,000 or 100 leverage. 10 times 10% multiplied by 100x, that would be 1,000%. So if you show someone, the person will be saying, that guy made 1,000%. It is just a marketing gimmick that these brokers do to make more people want to trade futures. It doesn't mean that this person has made 1,000%. It only means that this person has made 10% of this move based on the position size that the person opened. So in the end, guys, what matters is your position size, not even the leverage. Do you understand? I don't know how much clearer I can make this sound, but then don't rely on all those bogus figures you see people displaying. They actually don't mean a thing. What matters is your position size. Now, let me go over collateral again. What you should strive to protect as a futures trader is your collateral. This is the money you have. Forget the buying power that you have. What matters is the money you have. So if you have, like now I have $360, this is what matters. This is what matters, not the leverage that this can enable me trade. Because in the end of the day, any money I borrow is not my money. What matters is my own money. So I have to trade in a way that protects this money. So if I want to sell from here to here and I want to put, so I'll now be calculating my trades, my position size, amount I'm willing to lose on the trade based on what I have in my collateral, not based on my leverage. So if I want to, okay, let me enter a trade now so that I'll explain this better. So right now, this market is here. Let's look at H4 time frame. Let's look at it here. Bitcoin is going to go up. I don't even know what Bitcoin wants to do. Okay, so let's go to here. Oh no, let's stay here. So let's say I want to trade FTT. See the way it's looking at. Okay, let me go back to here. This is Ethereum. Okay, let's say I want to trade Ethereum. And the way this market is looking, let's say I want to do a quick sell. This market looks like it wants to go down a little. So let me calculate that. Okay, I want to put my stop loss here. My stop loss is 4%. 4%. So I will now say, okay, how much? Okay, it's going down. Okay, let's just go down. My stop loss is at 4%. I calculate my stop loss is somewhere here below the next high. So let's say exactly 4% at 1849. 1849, and I want to sell to this next level from here to here. 1715. Okay, 1849. So I come here. I come to this market. I sell Ethereum at market. My take profit, I come to sell. Then my TP is 1715. It tells me how much I'll make on this trade. My stop loss is, let's say, 1840. Okay, about the same thing. Then it tells me that if I open a position size of $300 on this trade, and this market goes against me by this 3%, it goes to my stop loss, I'll only lose $10. Can you see now? It's not even bringing up the issue of my collateral or my leverage. It doesn't care about my leverage now. It's only looking at this percentage. And if it goes in my favor, I make this number is depreciate. This number is going down. Why? It's going down because this market is going down. So that's why that number is going down. So that's why that number is changing. That's why this stop loss too is changing. So let's go ahead and place this trade. So let's close this trade. If it goes against me, I lose $11. If it goes in my favor, I make this. I place the trade. Now, it means that I'm focusing more on my net balance, my net collateral of 360 this thing. So Johnson, can you see this free collateral? Now I'm in a risky position of I've placed a trade that will cost me $10 if I'm wrong. So that $10 is subtracted from my total collateral. It means that if this market goes against me, I lose $10. So they've removed that $10 that I've entered out of my my total collateral. They removed it out of my total collateral. So I now have this free collateral. And it's also telling me the leverage I have used. Meaning I put it on 20x, meaning the maximum leverage I can use is 20x. Meaning with this 366, I can open a trade of $7,200. If I decide to go and open, let me show you guys. If I come here and I decide to open a trade, let's say I decide to open a trade of, my maximum leverage is 350. I'm using 20x, meaning I have $7,000. If I decide to open a trade of, let's make it something crazy, let's say $50,000. I've never tried this before. Hope it doesn't take all my money for vanishing. I'm not willing to try this. But then he's telling me that if I open a position size of $500,000, no, this is 5 million. If I open a position size of $500,000 and this market goes against me, I lose $20,000. Then if it goes in my favor, I make a profit of $14,000. If I place this trade now, it won't go. Why? I don't have the capacity to trade with, I'm not willing to try, but if I place it now, it won't go because I don't have the capacity to trade up to $500,000 based on my account balance and my leverage. Do you understand? So it's that simple. So what I'm trying to say, guys, your leverage doesn't matter. Your leverage only says that you have your collateral give, and you have collateral of 360, you are trading on 20x, meaning you have the ability to open trades worth of 7,200. You have that ability, but it doesn't mean you always use the ability. Why? Because you are focused on protecting your collateral. You're focused on protecting your collateral. So you can only open trades, they can only allow you open trades to the level of your collateral. Now, you see that I only entered a trade where the stop loss is $10 and they removed $10 out of my total collateral, and this is my remaining free collateral. Now, once I have used all this collateral, meaning I've entered many trades, many trades. I've entered many trades and they've removed $10, $10 to a point that I don't have any free collateral anymore. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Yes, now that's why I keep saying FTX has a much better future. Any person that doesn't, that has not taken out that time, then is not actually. So because they are trying to protect you too from gambling or from, yes, Binance own is pretty confusing, really. FTX is straightforward. FTX is more like what you have in Forex. If you've traded Forex before, is similar. It's similar. Even this drag and drop, you can do that easily in Forex MT4 platform. You can't do that on Binance. This drag and drop. Now, let's continue. Let's continue. So it means that I entered this trade here. That was my stop loss is at $10. If I lose this trade, I minus $10. That $10 has been removed from my total collateral. Is now remaining $349. Now, if I enter more trades, let me enter another trade. You see that, let me enter another trade now. It might be this pair, it might be another pair. Let me enter a trade on Binance. Let me short Binance. BNB. Okay, so let me put my stop loss here, 285. Let me put my take profit somewhere here, 251. Now, let me enter Okay, so I'm selling. I come to sell, market, take profit. Let's put 251. Stop loss 285. Can make this 240 so that I will have a better risk to reward. Then if I risk $300 on this trade, I already know how much I will lose if I'm wrong. And this money that I'm going to lose will be deducted from my collateral. So if I enter this trade now, automatically this $16, they are going to remove it from this collateral that I have here. They are going to remove it from here. So let's enter. So do 351 minus 16. Then you see what I'm talking about. So if I place this trade now, it's telling me that if this market goes in my favor, if I'm right, I'll make $33. If I'm wrong, I lose $16. So I already know how much I'll lose if I'm wrong. It means that I'm not risking my entire 100x or whatever. So the leverage doesn't matter. So I now click on place trade. It shows down here that this trade has been entered. So I enter this trade here. My stop loss is here. Can you see that here right now, they've removed the $16. That is where my stop loss is. So I already know how much balance I will have left. If the two trades I've entered, if both of them go and hit my stop loss, I'll still have a balance of 336. If they reverse at any point and go against me, I'll lose $16 on this one, lose $10 on that one. It means that out of these three, that's $26 I'll be losing. Out of this 367, I'll be losing $26. So I'll have this left, 336. Simple. So what happens? All this leverage now doesn't mean much. Why? Because I'm focusing more on my collateral and free collateral. Then I am underutilizing my leverage. Currently now, my leverage is at 1.625. How do they get 1.625? That 1.625, which is here, is gotten by looking at my position size. It means that I've opened a position size of, this is $300 and $300. I've opened a position size of $600. So it means I have the ability to trade with $7,200, but I've only entered a position size of $600. So I'm only using a leverage of 1.62. So even though I have the ability to use a leverage of up to 20x, I'm currently only using a leverage of 1.62x. If I enter another trade now, let me show, even though all these trades are mentioned, I'll still close them soon because everything is just doing the same thing. So let's look for another trade. Let's look for one. This is FTT. Let's enter a trade on Ethereum is flying down. Okay, we already entered Ethereum. Let's enter a trade on ADA. This is ADA. So let's sell here. Let's put our stop loss here. 1.2755. 1.2755. Let's put our take profit down here. 1.144. Okay, so let's go back. Let's now look for ADA. ADA perpetual. Okay. So we want to put our stop loss here. 1.2753. Take profit here, 1.1435. So we'll come here, we'll go to sell ADA, then stop loss 1.127. Take profit. So yeah, what am I doing? Okay, yeah. Take profit is here. 1 point. Let's do here 1.1. Then stop loss 1.27, 1.274. Okay. So it means if this trade goes against me, I lose about 5%. If in my favor, I win about 9%. That is done. Then I now choose my position size. How much am I willing to enter this trade? So if I enter with $300, it means that if this trade goes against me, I lose 4%. And that 4% of $300 is $13. So now if I enter this trade now, they are going to have to remove this $13 here from my total collateral. So let's go up and see what our total collateral is. Our total our total collateral now, our total collateral is increasing. Why is it increasing? It's only increasing because of these trades I entered are adding up. They are positive trades, meaning they are going in my favor. So I have $4 on this trade. So that $4 is what has added up here. This was, can you see this? It is changing. It has gone to 369 because this $4 has reduced to like $3. So that's how it's changing. But then my free collateral will remain the same because it is based on my account balance. So it's based on my collateral. The collateral, yeah, it's based on my total collateral. So this will change now. So if I enter a trade of that will give me a loss of $13 if I'm wrong. Let's enter that trade now. That will be 13 minus 335. That will be 320 something. So I place this trade now. Place. The trade has been placed. So right now I'm in a trade on ADA, BNB, Ethereum. This is entering red. So if I go back now, you can see that they've removed from my free collateral. It has reduced to 319, meaning they remove about $14. Then my leverage has gone up to 2.4x. Now, if I keep adding positions, if I keep adding positions, if I keep adding positions like that, my leverage will keep increasing. Then if it gets to 20x leverage, it means I have used what is called my full leverage. This is it. I have used my full leverage, or what is also called my full margin. It means that I cannot enter more trades again, except I increase my leverage by clicking this. Do you understand? Except I increase my leverage, and that will mean more risk for me. So that's how simple it works. So what I'm trying to say is that your leverage that you are using sometimes might not mean so much. Why? Because it doesn't mean that if you are using a big leverage that your profit will be higher. No, that's the illusion a lot of people have. If you are using a big leverage, it doesn't mean your profit will be more. It only means that you have the ability to open a larger trade. But then, except you are a foolish person who is trading like a gambler, willing to lose his money, that's when you have, because you have a leverage of 7,200, because you're using 20x, you now come here and enter trade of 7,200. You know, just come here, type, let's say 5,000. If I enter a trade of 5,000 now, and this market goes against me, automatically I lose $220 out of the my collateral. I lose $220 out of my collateral. So my focus here is on my collateral, not on the leverage or whatever. My focus here is on my collateral. So looking at this helps me to be more conscious of my collateral, which is the money I have. Do you understand? The leverage only gives me the ability to open more positions. So leverage is this. So to round up, leverage is this. Leverage is like a rope that is given to everybody to use it to climb up higher in their trading account or in trading, you only have $100, so you are using 10x leverage, meaning they are allowing you open a position size of $1,000. That is leverage, is a rope. You are using it to climb. Now, if you now decide to use that rope to hang yourself, commit suicide, tie it around your neck and hang it on a tree and kill yourself, will you blame leverage? No, you are the one that didn't use leverage properly. Do you understand? So right now, I'm only using 2.4x leverage, even though I have the ability to use 20x. I don't want to go full margin, because if I go full margin, then all these trades that I have here, my liquidation price will just keep coming closer and closer and closer. My liquidation price for my entry will keep coming closer and closer. Why? I am over leveraging. Do you understand? So that is how you use leverage, position size, and your collateral and free collateral. So don't get carried away by all those people that show you the trades on their account. They are showing you 2,000%, 100%. In the end, what they might actually be making on that trade is very small. Do you understand? I can enter a trade where the risk, there's one trade I enter where the risk is only $10. I can as well make it a 100x trade or a 50x trade. If it goes down by just 5%, that will be 50x times 5%. That will be 250%. So you'll be thinking I've made so much money, but I've only made, if I use $300, I've only made 5% of the $300 I used as my position size. So that's like 10% is $30. So I've only make like $15. Do you understand? But the percentage that they'll be showing you if you want to print it out will be as high as 250%. So guys, that is how to use leverage. Leverage has its advantage, it has its disadvantage. It is disadvantageous for people who don't know how to use leverage. Okay, yes, FTX respects your stop loss. I've heard a lot of this about Binance, that Binance doesn't respect your stop loss, blah, blah, blah. Yes, and it's true. I've experienced that too. FTX respects your stop loss. You respect your stop loss. However, there's something called slippage. Slippage happens at times of high market volatility. Sometimes a platform like Binance even froze. The last time Bitcoin crashed, Binance froze. It meant that at that point, your stop loss and all will not be respected. So what you do is this. You have a free collateral of $321. You understand? This you have a free collateral of this. So any collateral you're not using and you're in that trade, just come to wallet and transfer it out. All these accounts, you can transfer. You can go to wallet, then where's transfer? Transfer. I can move money from my futures account. So let's say I want to move USD. I can move it from my futures account and I can move it into my main account. So I have 322 free collateral. As you can see, this is the maximum amount I can use. Even though my total collateral is 370, I can only move 322. Why? I have opened trades of close to $40 risk. So let's say, to be on the safe side, I'm not using the other excess money in my account, so I don't need it. So let's move $300. So I'm moving $300 out of this account into my main account. So transfer. Yes, it's telling me that this may result to borrowing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that might not be a wise thing to do, but I don't have to borrow that because I still have some floating small change. So let's go back and see what has changed here. So let's refresh. Okay, the thing that has changed now is this. Now, because I've transferred too many money out, it has increased my leverage. So here now, I'm using 13x leverage as against the 200 and something I was using before. Sorry, the 2 point something I was using before. Why? My collateral has reduced. So now I'm using 66 multiplied by 20. I'm using 66 multiplied by 20. That's 1,200 or so. Yeah, 66. That's 1,200, you know. So it means that my liquidation point will also come up higher. So see my liquidation point. Yeah, my liquidation point too has come much, much closer. Do you understand? But that is to be on the safe side. So if I'm liquidated, I only lose only the $66 or whatever that I have there. Do you understand? But I only enter these trades as a practice. So let me close all of them because right now I actually don't believe this market is willing to go down. The market is tired, you know. So it doesn't make sense to be shorting now. So I get out of all these trades. So just for demonstration purposes. So get out. So FTX respects your stop loss. But like I always tell people, you need to protect yourself too. They respect stop loss. But when there's a slippage in the market and there's a sudden market jump, like that serious crash that Bitcoin had, Bitcoin only does that maybe 2 times in a year or 3 times in a year. It doesn't happen often. Once it happens, sometimes there's slippage on any exchange. Some coins will just jump, meaning if your stop loss is above there to jump. So to protect yourself, have different accounts. Have a main account, a long-term account, a futures account. So let the money in your futures account always be small compared to your other accounts. If you have $10,000 and you're not using all of it for leverage, don't leave everything there. Move some into your other accounts. Why? Because you want to always be on the safe side. Technically, he said, can we transfer collateral out of the main account? You shouldn't. You shouldn't, because if you transfer your collateral, it increases it brings lower your liquidation. It brings lower your liquidation. I was just trying that out. So you can leave your collateral there. Then you can leave your collateral there. So we've come to the end of this class on leverage. So thank you for joining, guys. We'll move on to the next class.